Today we interviewed Mr. Daniel Finora, a counselor at Coral Gables Senior High School, about his life and time at the school, where he has worked for 63 years and has made a significant impact.
My name is Finora Daniel. I'm a counselor here at Gables High School. I've been here for a number of years.
We asked him about when he started working at Coral Gables and what made him decide.
In 1959, after I graduated from the University of Miami, and then came home and I realized I didn't have a job. Anyway, my friend had gone with me. His name was Harry Almasy, and he decided to stay in the Adirondack Mountains. And so when I figured out that he wasn't coming back, I drove all the way to North Miami High School, walked into the principal's office and said, "I'm Dan Finora." I said, "Harry's not coming. I'm going to take his place." And so I stayed there for 3 months teaching typing, accounting, business law, and a few other business courses. Stayed there 3 months. And since I lived not too far from the Gables, I came here to substitute. So I started substituting after Christmas and New Year's of 1960. And I substituted here for 3 months. And then a friend of mine was working at Miami, New Orleans. She was promoted to the district supervisor for business education. Her name was Carol Wagner. She called me and she says, "Do me a favor." And I said, "Okay, what is the favor?" She says, "Finish out my term at Miami, New Orleans." And Miami, New Orleans had just opened, like Palmetto, 1959-60. And that's how it all started. So that was my first year. And starting in 1960, I was hired actually in the spring of 1960 by Harry Rath, the first principal. And he gave me the job. And so I came to Gables. That would be my 3 months and beginning my second year. So I just say that was my first year of teaching, which it was a little fraud involved with 2 other schools. But nevertheless, the first year, as far as pay is concerned, $59.60.
We then asked him about which subjects he taught.
Since I did have some background in the law, they asked me to teach business law, which is contract law, which is what I taught, 5 elements of a contract. I taught accounting, and I taught business machines, and I taught typing. Those are the 4 areas. And I did that until 1971. In 1971, Mr. Oakes, who was the principal, asked me if I wanted to be the business manager of the school, because I was now the business manager for athletics. So in 1971, my teaching was over, but my administrative duties had just begun in a different direction. So I was handling all the money for the school, except money for activities, which is not tax money. And then I was handling all the money and all the games for the athletic department.
After that, we asked him what made him want to become a counselor.
I never thought I'd be a counselor. I went to school because that was my summer vacation. And I have those, and I got little stipends for each one.
Finally, we asked him about what has been his most memorable moment at Gables.
He spoke about his favorite moment as the school's football coach.
In December of 1963, when Larry Davidson kicked the 37-yard field goal, and we beat Tampa Robinson 16-14, and we won the first state championship in the 60s. And then the second year, we won it again. We skipped the third and fourth. In 67, we won again, and 68. But I think the first year, we had over 12,000 people at Tampa Stadium, which is right on the river in Tampa. We could only dress 33 players, and we were dressing 100. And the rest of the kids could put their jerseys on, but that was the Florida High School activities law, and it was one hell of a game.